Hello and welcome to the world of CBD. This presentation has been put together following the release of the Essence CBD product range. We'll take a look at the UK CBD market, which will give you an idea of the size of the opportunity CBD presents, and I'll also share some of the basic information you'll need to know about CBD, what it is, the role of the endocannabinoid system, and some of the objections you might come across. So the CBD market in the UK is currently worth around £300 million, and that figure is expected to more than triple in the next 5 years. That equates to a £1 billion market in CBD. Yahoo Finance suggests that the market for CBD is booming in Britain and supports the prediction of Savills, suggesting it is set to grow by 478% by 2023. According to the Centre for Medicinal Cannabis, approximately 6 million adults have used CBD in the UK. And given that the UK population currently stands at 66 million, it's easy to see where the predicted growth will come from. User rates were higher in the under 55 age group, and usage was also higher on average among females than males. And of course, the first question you'll get asked is CBD legal? Now, of course, the short answer is simply yes, because Essence wouldn't be selling it and all of those other high street stores that you know wouldn't be selling it if it was illegal. But here's where the confusion lies. So cannabis has two species. It has hemp and it has marijuana. Hemp has been around for years and actually was part of the American Industrial Revolution. Lots of different products were made from hemp. But hemp contains 20% or more of CBD, but less than 0.3% of THC. So CBD stands for cannabidiol and THC stands for tetrahydrocannabidiol. Marijuana, on the other hand, contains only around 10% of CBD, but more than 20% of THC. And it's THC which is the psychoactive part of the cannabis plant, so that's the part that gets people high and is illegal. So you must always make the distinction as well. People will often talk about cannabis oil or cannabis oil products. And actually, that's not what we're selling either. We are selling CBD capsules and products which are made from CBD oil. So in the UK, CBD is sold as a food supplement. And as with all of the Essence food supplements that we sell, we should not make any medical claims about the product. So we shouldn't be posting CBD will treat anxiety, will treat chronic pain, etc. The best way to be able to share information is by using testimonials, because a testimonial is a personal statement about how that person has felt or feels while they are taking a particular supplement, and that's not something that can be argued with. So if your customer says, I've suffered from anxiety for X number of years, and I have felt since I started taking this CBD capsule that I have fewer attacks or no attacks, or they're not as bad as they used to be. That's absolutely fine to share, because that is a personal statement about how somebody felt taking this particular CBD supplement. Also, if a customer asks you about interaction with prescription medications or even over-the-counter medications that they're taking, they should always be referred back to their GP or their pharmacist, for example. Although it is worth pointing out here that there is a study, the World Health Organization did a study about the effects of CBD in humans. And one of the things that it reported was that it had not found any interactions with any medications, whether they be prescription or over the counter. That said, they probably haven't tested every single drug or medication that's there. So that's always worth knowing, but you should always refer them back to their GP. So how does CBD work? Health professionals believe that CBD works by maintaining homeostasis or balance in the endocannabinoid system. The endocannabinoid system is a system within your body, the same as your digestive system, your nervous system, and it was discovered around about 30 years ago now. So the endocannabinoid system, or the ECS, is a complex cell signaling or messaging system, and it's made up of two types of receptors, CB1 and CB2. CB1 receptors tend to be in the brain, while CB2 receptors tend to be more in the organs around the body. So there's still a lot of research being carried out, but what we do know is that the endocannabinoid system plays a vital role in regulating a range of different functions and processes in the body, including, for example, sleep, mood, appetite, memory, reproduction, and fertility. So research has also linked the endocannabinoid system to the following processes in the body: appetite, pain, inflammation, mood, sleep, liver functions, stress, skin and nerve functions, etc. But there are still lots of pieces of medical and scientific research being carried out to understand better what the implications and effects and benefits of using CBD are on those other functions and processes within the body. Now, this is quite an interesting fact, is that studies have shown that natural, so cannabinoids produced by the human themselves, are present in breast milk, and they're crucial for infant development. And studies believe that that is part of the reason why breastfeeding a baby is so beneficial. This slide for me is one of the most important, it was one of the most fascinating, enlightening videos and testimonials, as it were, that I saw when I first got into the CBD market. So this is what Dr. David Allen has to say about the endocannabinoid system. And Dr. David Allen is a US cardiac surgeon who is now retired, but he's also a leading member of the ICRS, so the International Cannabinoid Research Society, which is a medical and scientific facility that is doing a huge amount of work and research into the endocannabinoid system and the effect of supplementing that with cannabinoids, how that helps the body. So the endocannabinoid system, as I mentioned earlier, was discovered around 30 years ago, and it's a chemical communication system within the body. And when it's working well, the body can communicate with itself and create that state of homeostasis, putting everything back in balance. So it gives your body the ability to maintain itself and to function correctly. And here are the two most important statements for me that Dr. David Allen made. Firstly, the discovery of the endocannabinoid system is the most important scientific discovery ever. It will save more lives than the discovery and application of the sterile surgical technique, so i.e. sterilizing tools, by surgeons, tools used by surgeons. That is massive. If you think nowadays, if you went down to have your appendix out and they'd taken the tools that they'd used on the previous person and just kind of ran them under the hot tap, maybe put a bit of fairy liquid on them, there's absolutely no way now you would allow them to use that surgical equipment on you, because we know it would pass cells, it would pass infections, it would pass bacteria. And obviously that discovery years ago of sterilizing surgical equipment was massive. It changed the success rates of surgical procedures hugely. And what Dr. David Allen is saying is that the discovery of the endocannabinoid system, and therefore how CBD products can help with healing the body, is as big, if not bigger, than the discovery of those sterile surgical techniques. Now let's have a look at CBD strength and what the numbers actually mean, because this is a question you will get asked, and it's quite straightforward once you understand the sort of basic principles of it, but it can take a little bit of time to get your head around it, and sometimes you will get thrown by this question when a customer asks for it about it. And I know that because a few of you have already been in touch to ask me about this particular subject. So the percentage strength is only really useful when you are looking at or comparing liquid CBD oils, when clients are liable to take a varying number of drops. The strength relates to the percentage of CBD as a percentage of the total volume of the bottle. So if we look at a well-known CBD product that customers might refer to, the customer's likely to say to you, but hang on a minute, this oil is 5% strength and you're telling me that yours is only 2% strength? And that is absolutely correct. However, we ensure that in each CBD capsule there is sufficient of the 2% strength oil converted into the powder that's in the capsule to give you 10 milligrams of CBD per capsule. So let's go back to this bottle. It's stated that this 30 ml bottle has a strength of 5%, which means the total amount of CBD in that entire bottle is 30 mils times 5%, which gives you 1500 milligrams. The labelling also states that a drop is 0.05 mil, and therefore each drop gives you 2.5 milligrams of CBD. So from this bottle, to get the same 10 milligrams as you get from an Essence CBD capsule, you would need to take 4 drops. If the oil was only half the strength at 2.5%, you would need to take 8 drops to get 10 milligrams of CBD. And if the oil had a higher strength, like 10%, you'd only need to take 2 drops to get 10 milligrams of CBD. Okay, so trying to compare an oil with a dry capsule or gummy or whatever else you're comparing it with, you need to look at the total amount of milligrams of CBD that you would be getting. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is that our CBD capsules have that piperine coating. Oil isn't something which is naturally absorbed in the body. I mean, that's the reason why all sorts of oils like olive oil, etc., are used for a cleanse, because they literally go in one end and come out the other, because your body doesn't absorb them the same. So as well as the 10 milligrams of CBD, you've got the piperine coating, which, as we know, the information tells us increases the bioavailability of the CBD within your body to up to 3 times that. So actually you're probably getting the equivalent of if you were trying to take 30 milligrams of it as an oil. The other thing to bear in mind with the capsule versus the oil is an oil has to be taken sublingually. So that means under the tongue. So I always used to encourage my customers to try and stand in front of a mirror, but you have still got to tip your head back slightly, lift your tongue, and try and drop the oil under the tongue. So actually, you are never 100% certain the size of the drop. Did I add an extra one by mistake? Did I miss one? Did I think one dropped in, but it hadn't dropped in? So with a capsule, you know exactly what you're getting. So it's a much better way to take CBD. The other thing that I can assure you, having tried hundreds probably of CBD oils, is a lot of them taste foul. And for that reason, lots of people don't continue to take it because it tastes foul. You don't get that with a capsule. So there are swings and roundabouts to both. For me now personally, a capsule is a far better way of trying to take CBD. You're getting a measured amount which has no nasty taste. And for me, it's a preferable way to take CBD. But that's sort of an overview of how to explain strengths to people, not to look at the percentage strength, but to work out how much actual CBD in milligrams they will be getting, or how many drops they need to take, because they can then work out, if they want to do a cost comparison, they can easily work that out. So I hope that makes sense. It's not always the most straightforward thing to get your head round to start off with, but it is a little overview there for you of what the numbers mean in terms of percentage strengths. So what else is in CBD that makes it such a good supplement to take? So CBD also contains antioxidants, vitamins, essential fatty acids such as the omegas 3, 6 and 9, and amino acids. And this is why CBD works so well in cosmetics products as well as oils and capsules. Finally, let's have a look at some of the barriers to sale or barriers to repurchase that you might come across. What if it doesn't work for me? Well, that's absolutely fine. Please don't worry about that at all. Essence offers a 30-day money-back guarantee on all of its products, and your products can be returned without any reason given. That is a stock-in answer that you can use for any of the products, supplements, perfume, makeup, whatever it is. You can use that for if somebody's saying they don't like it or it doesn't work. What I would suggest, and it's the same with any of the supplements, is that when you sell to a customer, that you ask them to, when I say keep a diary, I don't mean a detailed day by day account of what's happening, but ask them to take a before photograph. Ask them to note down 2 or 3 things which are really important to them and to score them out of 10 currently. So that might be sleep, it might be level of pain, or number of headaches, or number of anxiety attacks, whatever it is that's personal to them, and ask them to go back to those. It gives them a reference point. Remember, going back to what we talked about earlier in terms of the endocannabinoid system being in homeostasis, it's the body that's working. It's not the tablet necessarily itself that's working on the pain or working on the headache. So it may be that it might not appear to be working for the specific problem or condition that that customer is experiencing, but it might be working on something else. So something else might have changed that they suddenly go, oh, actually, yeah, do you know what? I get it now. But you've always got the money back guarantee to fall back on. Another question that gets regularly asked is, why do I feel worse since I started taking the capsules? So this is likely to be what is known as a Herx reaction. So the Herxheimer's reaction, it's a short-term reaction that the body has when it detoxifies. It's quite common to feel worse before you feel better with any supplement, prescribed medication or diet. Have a think about if you drink lots of coffee, or you have lots of caffeinated fizzy pop, or you have lots of sugar and highly processed foods in your diet, and you then go on a bit of a detox. So you cut out caffeine, you cut out sugar. For the first few days, maybe a week or so, you're probably going to feel a lot worse as your body detoxifies. And that's the Herx reaction. And it's not limited to CBD. It's a well-known phenomenon. And anybody, as I say, who's gone on, changed their diet dramatically or cut out sugar or cut out caffeine will know exactly what that feels like. So we probably covered this slightly in the previous slide, but customer comes back to you and says, why isn't it helping with my XYZ, fill in the blank, my headaches, my anxiety, my sleep, my pain? And again, think back to what we learned earlier about the endocannabinoid system. CBD puts the body back into homeostasis, allowing it to maintain itself and function correctly. Function the way the body knows it is supposed to function. So this basically means your body knows what's best, and you might be trying, or your customer might be trying to manage your migraine, but if your body thinks it will be better that your blood sugar was under control first, that's what it'll do. And because you probably didn't know your blood sugar was high, these are obviously just examples, you've not noticed it working. So things will be going on that you may not be aware of. So CBD allows the body to do what it's best at. That is to maintain itself and to function correctly. So it may well be that your joint pain doesn't disappear within a week, but actually going back to the kind of recording of a little diary, you might say, well, what did you have on your diary? Oh, sleep. Oh, actually, do you know what? Yeah, I'm sleeping longer. My Fitbit says actually my average sleep now is 7.5 hours instead of 6. So it's just something to be aware of. It's not a quick fix product. It's not a paracetamol or a painkiller that's going to take away your pain there and then. That's not what CBD is about. It's about putting the body back on track, back into homeostasis, and allowing it to function as your body is intended to. And that's all, folks. I hope you have found the subject of CBD, the endocannabinoid system, as fascinating as I do, and that you can now see that this presents a big opportunity for your personal essence business and the wider UK and world stage for essence. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found some of the information useful and that it helps you to go on and sell lots and lots of CBD. Thank you.